When you ask for a primitive campsite in Wisconsin, this is what you get. Outhouse. Just check this out. Picnic tables, canoes, place to store firewood. There's firewood in here. Wow, we weren't expecting this at all. Wanted a winter camp, and so found this place and was told about it. And I am super glad we're here. This is awesome. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about some of my favorite gear, some of what I consider to be some of the best gear of 2021. Not the best gear overall, but just recently, stuff that I've discovered. Sort of the Editor's Choice Awards. Although, I don't really have an editor anymore. Do I, Gordon? Okay, so if you haven't heard, Gordon, he doesn't really care about this channel anymore. He's leaving.
Oh, that's so not true. No, I'm just, I'm a family guy, and it's just hard to do it full time.
Yep. So he's still around. He's still going to be making videos, but we're also, if you haven't heard, looking for a full-time editor. So go back and watch the video I posted last week about that. And I'll put a link in the description below to the form that if you are interested in helping me out full-time locally, make sure you fill out that form below. Okay, in no particular order at all, but I did want to talk about what I think is one of the most innovative tents of the year. It's certainly one of my favorite tents this year. I've used a ton of tents, and this one really stood out for a few reasons. It is the Sea to Summit Alto 2-person tent. What really stands out about this tent, first off, is that it is semi-freestanding, and if you haven't figured out sort of a trend on this channel, I love semi-freestanding tents because they're just a little bit lighter weight. The headroom on this thing is absolutely insane. It's got sort of this bar at the top, this brow pull that sort of bows upward, and it really opens up the interior of the tent. And then the way it ventilates is pretty crazy too. Gordon, check this out. You gotta see this. On the inside here, it ventilates right here where there's a zipper. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, yeah. What?
But it just sort of has a really unique way of ventilating where it's got these built-in sort of props here for this top part, and they just sort of stay up constantly. And then you can open and close this as you need to. It really does provide a lot of good ventilation for even like really cold temperatures like we're gonna have tonight. So hopefully it should tone down that condensation quite a bit. And then the head end, the foot, just everything about this tent is just really, really well made. It's sort of like the most luxurious semi-freestanding tent of 2021. On the list here, the next one is something that should come at no surprise to you. I don't even know if I learned about it this year. It might have been last year. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when I learned about it. Just this year, just again, one of my favorite pieces of gear. The Thermarest compressible pillow. Are you kidding me? Who does not love this pillow? This is literally the greatest pillow in human history. I have used this at home when my kids steal some of my pillows off. My kids steal my pillows. But this is an awesome pillow. It's filled up with recycled mattress foam on the inside. It's more like a real pillow. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this, but it's an awesome pillow. It rolls up, fits nicely inside of your backpack. So if you're using one of those air pillows like I've used for years and they do the job, just get rid of it and buy a real pillow. So this is the one. And I get a lot of questions on what size this is. This is the small, so if you could believe that. And that's all I've ever needed. So I bring two of them. I do bring two. Gordon, I bring two pillows.
You do, yep.
So Thermarest compressible pillow. That's the next one on the list. Editor's choice. You agree?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I don't have one.
He doesn't even. You should get one.
I should get one. I'll take yours. You have two.
No.
Dan, could you imagine if you didn't have your second pillow? Like, what would you do?
Why? Could you not ever say that again?
What would you do? I mean,
I would either die.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I would do? I would actually go on to backcountry.com and pull up the website and order a pillow right there.
Could you do that?
Yeah, you could totally go on your phone if you have a signal at camp and actually talk to people at backcountry.
Like, if you didn't know how to use your pillow, they would tell you how?
Yeah, absolutely. They're former Olympians, former trail guides, former athletes, and they actually know how to operate and use the stuff there. They're pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So all you got to do is go on to backcountry.com, click that chat function, talk to the gearheads, and everything that we're talking about here is actually purchasable at Backcountry because they're the sponsor of today's video. Did you know that?
I did not know that. Wow. Now I do know that.
You do. Anyway, they gave me a coupon code. It's DanB15 for 15% off. It's in the description below. Click that link. Put in the coupon code. It should save you 15% on your first purchase. Try it out. Hopefully it'll save you a couple bucks. Camp is finally set up, almost set up. We got to dig out the fire pit. So check out my tent. My tent is right here, but I want to show you Gordon's shelter. That's what we're calling it. How you doing?
Good, man.
What do you think?
I'm excited. It's gonna be a nice night.
You got the space blanket there for heat, right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna use that to close in the front of the shelter here, just to kind of keep some warmth.
What's on the floor there?
Oh, Tyvek.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool. So glad I'm in a tent. Oh, I love it. So if you don't know this, Gordon's a certified survival. What do you call it? What are you, expert? He taught survival classes for how many years?
Like 7-8 years. Yeah.
7-8 years. That's a lot of surviving. All right, next on the list is my favorite backpack of all time. It's still my favorite backpack of all time. I've used so many backpacks. I have so many backpacks, and this one always just comes to the top, is the Hyperlight Mountain Gear Southwest. This is the 3400, I think. I can't remember. This is the bigger one. This is the 55 liter, I think, backpack. And it's Dyneema. It is expensive, but this is the one that I like to bring out in the wintertime because the back pouch is solid. So when I slam it down in the snow, it doesn't, make anything wet in the back of it. It is just a big bag, but the reason I love it is because it's not only super comfortable, but it does carry the weight really well. So I can get this up to about 35 pounds or so comfortably. After that, it kind of starts to wear on my shoulders a little bit. And yeah, it is, in my opinion, the best backpacking backpack out there right now if you're into ultralight backpacks and you really don't need a ton of bells and whistles, because this one doesn't really have a ton of bells and whistles. It's just a good, solid backpack. So it's a framed backpack, just has 2 aluminum bars on the inside, and then each hip belt pocket does have a waterproof zipper, and they're all Dyneema, so that does mean that they should technically be waterproof. This backpack isn't waterproof fully. It is very, very, very water resistant, but you're still going to need a pack liner in it, just like any backpack out there. I would always recommend a pack liner. Daisy chain sort of clips along the front on both sides. And I mean, that's really a couple of water belt pockets, a couple of water bottle pockets, and it's a roll top. And it's just, it's such a great backpack. So, okay, next up on the list is the Black Diamond Spot headlamp. So this headlamp was I sort of bought it on a whim a few months back, and I've used it on several backpacking trips, and it's just such a cool headlamp. The headlamp really does have a ton of features to it that I love. My favorite thing about headlamps is that they have red lights. They got a red light, although that one is blinking because it's on sort of like this auto lock function. So it doesn't turn on in your backpack. But if you hold down the buttons, it turns on. And then it's got a variable, wait, hold on. There we go. A variable brightness. Check that out. It goes all the way down, then comes all the way back up. So any level of brightness that you want. And let's say you got, you sort of got it in the middle somewhere. You just touch this on touch this on the side, and then boom, turbo mode. Awesome. This other button goes through the modes. It's got like a white light, sort of a floodlight, and then it's got the red light here, all variable. Is it doing it? Is it doing it?
Yeah.
There it goes.
Yeah,
look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Amazing.
Amazing, right?
We live in the future.
This is the future.
Yep.
No. But it does have 3 AAA batteries. It takes, on the inside, I've been using some rechargeable ones I talked about in another video from a company called Pale Blue Earth. Pretty cool batteries. And IPX8 rated. So awesome. Totally like submersible. So I could scuba dive.
Let's do this.
We should. We should just poke a hole in the ice. Okay, next item on the list, the Jetboil Micromo. And obviously, this is why I love this, because in a situation like this, especially when I'm winter camping, as long as it's not below freezing, because the fuel canisters don't really work very well below freezing, I can cook meals like this. So right now I've just got some potatoes, some peppers, onions. I just cut it all up. And then I'm also gonna be chopping up some beef smoked sausage, and I'm gonna toss that in there. Got some seasonings here in a Ziploc baggie. And I'm gonna have a good hearty dinner. This has definitely been on my list this year as one of my favorite pieces of gear, the Jetboil when I'm cooking meals like this. Now, if I'm just going out boiling water or something like that, if I'm just going to cook the bag meals, I'm not going to bring the Jetboil. I'm going to bring the other item that we're going to talk about in 1 second here. All right, next piece of gear is actually a piece of gear that I've been using for probably the past 6 months or so. It is the Pocket Rocket Deluxe by MSR. So I have been using the Soto Windmaster for, I don't know, the past maybe a couple of years. It's a great stove, love it. But the problem with that is that the pot supports, the holder, thank you, they detach and it's very bulky, so it doesn't fit in a lot of my smaller pots. And so this actually will fold up like this. It's super lightweight, and then just puts, and it's nice and compact. And it's also got its own little igniter on the side, and it's fairly quiet for what it is. It's not as quiet as my Windmaster, but it does great in the wind still, this one as well. I've really enjoyed it, and it's just been very good to use and very reliable while I've been out there. So this has been a total win this year for sure. Another piece of gear that totally stood out to me this year that I decided to use because I was trying to turn into like a camp chef. Still has not happened at all, but I'm starting to cook more, a little bit more. So I bought this MSR Quick Skillet. This thing is awesome. The handle detaches, you just snap it on here like this, and check that out. This thing, I think it weighs like 5 ounces, 5.5 ounces or something all in. And I believe it's I don't even know how big it is. I'll put all the specs up on the screen, but this thing is so cool for what it is. And I cooked a bunch of potatoes and all kinds of stuff in it last night, and some beef, sausage, and man, nothing really stuck to it. I got a little bit of grit in the bottom there, but it's got that non-stick coating on there. I believe it's aluminum. And then if you want, you can just fold this handle up and stick it inside of your backpack or a bag or whatever, and it's nice and compact. And what I do is I take my utensils and I put them on the inside of this, and then I just put it inside like a Ziploc bag so everything stays clean. Shove that in my food bag or towards the top of my backpack or just somewhere where it's not gonna like bother me while I'm hiking, and I'm good to go. So this thing has been a total win for sure. If you got a Jetboil especially, I highly recommend picking up something like this. Jetboil makes their own version of this, but it's a little bit heavier, a little bit bulkier, bigger. I found that this one's just lighter weight and nicer to use. Okay, so obviously there's still awesome gear out there. This is just stuff that stuck out to me in 2021. And if you guys disagree, let me know in the comments below. If you think there's other stuff that should have been on this list, put it down in the comments below. If you were surprised by anything, put it down in the comments below. Hope you guys have an awesome Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we'll see you guys on the next one.